Greetings, YouTube. I haven't been on here in a while. I'm sorry I haven't been on here as much as I originally intended, but I've just been so busy these last couple of weeks. But on the other hand, I want to bring some good news. I finally passed my social studies GED, which finally closed it out the year of passing my social studies. I hope I do well in science this year for the big rematch coming soon. Meaning, 3 years ago, I took a science test on a science high set, and I didn't pass. I only scored 6 out of 8. And the difficult one was life science. It talks about the human body and the health. It was uncomfortable. That was the worst subject ever. And ever since then, I've been improving on that very subject and that very thing. So I'm getting back into that. Haven't gave up on yet. Then I did an article last month, about almost a week ago, about a woman named Helen Keller. She was a woman with a disability who went blind. And she was the first woman with a disability to finish college. And I have to say, that's pretty darn impressive. And so if she can do it, I can do it too. But these last few weeks, having the most difficult experience in my life of having church. I didn't know I was learning about this, diving in. I didn't know it was all fun and games until reality hits home. And the question I asked myself was, what do I value? Have I valued the things that I've gotten? Or am I just a manipulator who takes advantage of people with kind hearts? What does value mean? And not all who they say they are appear to be. So I had to relearn that, and I thought I was doing all right until I found out I was being manipulated. And still wonder to this day, why do I have to be, as a man, have to be the one who goes and finds a woman? And knowing good and well there are other sickos that aren't interested, other women that aren't interested. So why should I do that? Okay, let me go find the right one, be in the right area, and then I'll go approach the right one and everything is fine. Does a man always have to approach? Does a man always have to be the one who makes the first move? Why? I always wonder that. And I always question that. Since God delivered me out of it, I don't believe in that anymore. Everybody gets offended because I bring that subject up. Why? Where does it say in scripture that says man has to go and find a woman? And where does it show me what it say in scripture that says man go find woman? Today, Adam didn't find, he prayed. Isaac didn't know anything about it. Again, he prayed. I guess he prayed and God sent Abraham to send one of his servants to go find him a wife for Isaac. If my mom was alive and well, would she end up finding a wife for me? My mom, my sister, my aunts, my cousins, female cousins, would they all end up banding to my mom, my sister, my aunts, my cousins? Would they all band together to go find me a wife? Why does it have to be the person with skin color? Why does it have to be a person of color that I need to attract to? Why? I'm always curious about something, and I haven't said this before, but I'm finna say it anyway. Cause let me tell you something. I've been in an all-white school. This is why I don't oppress my opinions anymore. I don't have a voice. I'd rather have a voice. I'd rather not have a voice than say something to get in trouble. Because every day I gotta fight for what I believe. Why am I fighting for what I believe? After I worked so hard to avoid those problems. How am I mocking? How am I doing this? Am I not doing the thing he wanted? I'm just trying to understand. Why do I have to live in your world? In a world, reality hits home. It's pretty damn scary to think about if you disobey. I don't want to live in their world when I have to follow the rules. What kind of world we live in? I don't know. This is the world brutality comes when you have to learn to grow up. You're not a kid anymore. It's just like, I know that. But every day now, I gotta prove my worth. I was just watching a video the other day about traveling outside of the United States, traveling other countries. And knowing good with criminal records, and knowing good and well, there are countries that are going to be denying you out front. And Canada's one of those countries. Even the famous hip hop artist Snoop Dogg wasn't able to get in Japan. He was immediately rejected by Japanese immigration. Wow! Like, wow! Even the hip hop artist Snoop Dogg wasn't able to come into Japan. That's just wow. So it's just like, what do you do wrong as a black man? And I'm not trying to sound racist, but it feels like I need to address this issue. Yeah, I work too much, and I'm sorry that I work too much. What am I supposed to do? Yes, I have insecurities, and what am I supposed to do with that? Why am I why do my flaws get talked about all the time? I don't look at others' a beam in my eye and look at their flaws. I usually sit on my phone, watch some videos, learn something new, and mind my own peons and business. Then what? Had to learn about it. It's just like, what? What do you gain from it? What am I gaining? It's just like, I work so hard and it comes back void, and you just insulted me saying I work inequity. Here's a story. Like, my co-worker today stood his ground. And it's a shame that we had to do that, because we don't get no gratitude but condemnation. This is why I don't get out. This is why I'm on set. This is why it's very dangerous to be around me. And it's really true, because here's the thing. A stern message got brought up a few weeks ago. Literally talks about the woman who refused to do right. Meaning, she wanted to do what she wanted. She wanted to marry a man who was rich and glory, did what he wanted, and wasn't called of God, wasn't part of the calling. And as a result, she was the cause of his early death. He died. I wonder. He died, caused his early death because she refused to do right. And after she got his inheritance and all that stuff, he removed her. He removed her out of the way and moved on. Lost their calling. I didn't know losing callings could be a big deal. I don't even know what to do anymore in this subject. Every time I get close to a goal, something always gets in the way to make sure I don't do it. This is why I don't make commitments. This is why I don't tell people my plans anymore. Because they get sit on and pooped on, way to be pooped. I will go do it number 2 and I could do number 2 and show it off. And I bet you all will be disgusted afterwards. Poop. Because that's what we're doing, pooping on my parade. And I worked so hard I worked so hard for it. So it's just like, do I not have a say in the conversation anymore? Is that what submission is all about? You don't get what you want, and you have to grow up and learn how to deal with tests and trials? How are you supposed to, okay, and that's the case, then here's a new question. How do you get excited when things don't work out for you? How do you get that excited? How do you get happy? Are you supposed to be in your happy ways? Are you supposed to be happy when you get spanked? Because you're being spanked, because you're being tested? Or are you just simply being a simp, disobedient rodent? How do you get excited? How do you not get tired of manipulation? First off, how do you get tired of being deceived? How do you not get tired of that? So you're saying right now I'm supposed to be excited to be manipulated and say, cool. And it's just like this, cool. I got manipulated today. I was deceived and I felt so good. I like being deceived. Being deceived is so much fun. Being manipulated is so much fun. Being less of a human and no one gives a shit about me, I feel great. How do you do that? How do you get excited when you're being manipulated? How do you get excited when you're being gaslit? When you learn after a while, long enough, you'll learn that the games are not that boring and it becomes systematic annoying. Because it is systematic annoying. It becomes annoying after a while. This is why it's just like, what do you do from here? What do you gain? I don't want to gain. Know a guy who talked about tithing. And to tell you the truth, I always tithed. Meaning I gave time, energy, and money. I gave time to work, gave time to study, gave time to meet new people. And in this, the long run is how I'm gonna say it. In the long run is this: I'm already out in the world. What else more do you want from me? I'm giving my time and energy to show up. I'm just committed to be a better person. My goal is to try to be a better person as possible before I turn 40. Because who would want to be around a brat? No one. And just like I gotta prove my worth, I gotta prove value. And I'm not looking for a mate. Why God said don't do it. Because I trust He'll bring the one for me. And I agree. I agree to that contract. The more I give, things start going well for my life. That's why I'm learning to let go of money, because you can't take it with you when you leave the earth, when it's time to pass, when you're passed away. You can't take nothing. You were born with nothing, and you're going to leave the earth with nothing. People think they can take their houses with them. They take their fancy and their goodness and good cars. But deep down, you can't do that. It's not possible. It's really impossible. I didn't know this until I was younger. 20 years later, it got preached during my uncle's funeral when he died Uncle's funeral after he died on New Year's Eve 2009. So again, I didn't know this. This world is a guest house. I mean, our home is in heaven if we learn to obey and do what God wants. Otherwise, you'll say he'll tell you he'll never depart from me. I never knew you. You work iniquity. Yeah, that's not fun. I didn't know that until it became a big deal. The three most scary words, it's just like you gotta do what he says and where he say goes. It's just like, and I just don't want to do this because I know I'm gonna be set up for manipulation and gaslit. Is this guy telling me to be manipulated and gaslit and say it's okay and I could tell and I got you? Then I read this quote and I have been reminding myself of this. He will never leave me nor forsake me. No weapon will form against me either. Yeah. So it's okay. So is it okay to be manipulated? Is it okay to be gaslighted so many times? And you're supposed to accept it for what it is? Why is life a game? Why is life a game and the loser gets hurt for it? And the loser pays the ultimate price. Why do we do it? Where are we gaining from this? Is this how we do things now? Do I enjoy being manipulated? Am I supposed to be manipulated and gaslit to please you? I guess the more I give, things happen. May not happen right away, but eventually it does happen. Just last month, I got a gift card to Amazon. My boss gave me a card. I like my boss. He gave me a card. They gave me a card. I don't even want to go into that. I don't even want to go into that diversity, dim day, and whatnot. I'll just say this. He gave me a card. An Amazon gift card. I guess that was the part of my tithing. And I finally do what God wants. Things make sense later. So that's when I'm at. So it's just like, do you not get a say in a conversation? And I will flat out tell you this. I don't care who you are, you will be found out. And for the women out there who blame men for their problems, if you ladies are going to blame men, go after the men that wrong you, but don't ever go after the men that haven't done nothing to you. Because what you're doing is you're going to get him involved. And I am like, what did I do to you? Did I do something wrong to you? And yet I get blamed for it. Have I done what God wanted? Sacrificed everything I need? Because there's so much things that I always wanted that I'm not able to do. Every day I gotta get up and prove my worth. And yet you all tell me that everybody's gone. They're afraid they're gone. So then here's the truth of this. I tried being y'all corner. I tried being around y'all, but apparently you didn't want it. I was too much. I overstepped boundaries. And you wonder why I'm this mean, nasty person now? Because of that reason. Maybe I'm in the season that I shouldn't be nice all the time. Maybe I need to be real, get to a point, and cut through from now on. Maybe I need to start stabbing. Maybe they'll open doors. It's called brutality. And if you don't like how I sound, there's the door. Get out. Start being brutal. Who cares who gets hurt? It's the only way to get people the hell out of the way. Get assholes out of the way long enough, you'll figure out who's the enemy and who don't need a beater. You're better off, and the truth is, I'm better off alone than to be played. I don't need to make new friends. If they want to come over and they want to see me, they're welcome to come over and grab me and do whatever they need to do. Only one rule. Do not influence me or make me do things I don't want to do. Just like this. Why do I have to do whatever you want? It goes back to this example. Getting on a plane. Flying. Why? And you tell me Amtrak is good. How do I know? What do you trust? Who do you trust? I'm tired of being in a room full of weirdos and freaks. Every day I gotta watch my back at night. Used to watch my guard when I'm in East St. Louis. Every day I gotta watch myself at night. Guard, make sure no weirdo don't come in and start shooting the place down. Used to do that all the time. Watch myself at night. And I would never forget this part. The one thing I miss about East St. Louis is those lights on Missouri Avenue. They flash on and on after certain hours of the night. Probably past from 9 p.m. to like 6 a.m. And I guess they'd be on by 6 a.m. or something. I don't know, but between the hours of 9 p.m. and 6 p.m. and 6 a.m., usually these lights be on, ready to go for the next day, which is pretty damn cool. And I really miss those. I've seen those it happens all the time in the streets of East St. Louis on Missouri Avenue, past 9 o'clock p.m. Those lights you see downtown, all the way Missouri Avenue, all the way to downtown East St. Louis, they flash on and off, non-stop until probably 6 a.m. Those are the hours where you see those lights flash. I don't know if it's still going on. I haven't been down there yet, or haven't reached out, but I might talk to my friends about it, see what's up, and I'm probably going to let you guys know next time when I hear from them about it. So, I don't know. I bet you it's probably still going. I mean, it is after 10 p.m., so it's probably after 10. Hold on, yeah. It's probably, because it's past 9, it's way past 9 p.m. And it's scheduled, so I don't know if it's like this on the weekends, but I know it used to be like this on the weekdays. So, yeah. So I remember my moments, so hold on a minute. My iPad's gonna reveal to me. Yep, 10:40 p.m. Lights on the city of on the street of Missouri Avenue in East St. Louis went out. Usually not 25th, not usually 26th and 25th Street. Their lights keep going all the way down past the railroad tracks. Those lights cut off at a certain time after 9 p.m., folks, and through 6 a.m. I'm not sure on the weekends. But I know this happens on the weekdays, Monday through Thursday, as far as I remembered. So, Anyway, again, I'll talk to my friends about it, ask them about it, and see what else and see about it, what happens from there. So yep. So that's what we're doing. So anyway, I do want to address something. I do want to say something like that again, but anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm not always cruel. And then you got the nerve to tell me about age? Really? Does it matter who I hang around with? I mean, I work at McDonald's with kids, like the age over 18 and 20. Let's go talk about it. We all take me for granted, and it's like every day I come to try my best. And if it's not good enough, I don't need to be here. I punish myself for it. And I shouldn't have to, but I need to do so. I need to improve. Every day I'm getting left behind. And it's really not fun. It's not fair. It really isn't. Every day I'm getting left behind. Left and right. I knew some people I used to go to church with 10 years ago. 10 years later, I found out they're in some sort of relationship and marriage. And it's just like, where's my story? I'll be honest with you, I'm not even ready. Because I feel like I'm not qualified. Saying I'm qualified, but there's more meaning to that. Marriage is about giving. And am I a giver? I mean, because if I'm married, I gotta let go of the stuff I want. So this is why I'm hanging on to the stuff I already have. Because it may come in handy when I really need it. So again, does it matter what color or age? Oh yeah, 20 years ago, this is 23 years ago, I used to run, it was summer 2001. Class was just starting. I just saw those two girls on the elementary wing at school. I wanted to write them cards just to be nice. I'm not in it for a present. I don't want nothing. I'm not in it for money, gimmicks, not gaining nothing, circumventing nothing. And back then, I was just flat out being nice. So my teacher assistant my guy friend took me over there to see him. But unfortunately, my language arts teacher has stopped me and had a conversation. And her friend, and her teaching assistant, my language arts teacher and her teaching assistant has said something about it, that you need to hang out with people your age. That means I couldn't give them cards. I had to wait. And this is something I did that's extreme. I'm probably going to get nailed for this when I see them, but they're probably going to move on anyway, so I'm going to just tell on myself. I used to sneak around them to give those girls their cards when I was in school. I used to sneak past my teachers, my language arts and social studies teacher and her assistant, sneak past them and hurry up and drop these cards off. I even had to give it to one of the staff that was their teacher. I even had to give them to the teacher, so I won't get in trouble for it. Yeah, I was a sneaky devil back then. Snuck past their teachers. It's just like circumventing them right in front of them, and it was funny as hell. That's how I did it. But I did pay the consequences, but in the deep down of it, it was pretty much damn worth it. So yeah, I used to write cards to two girls that was most important to me in school. Despite of all the BS after everything that's happened, it's still all important. So it was still like the most precious things in my sight. We formed a friendship, and then later we grow a family. Oh yeah, speaking of which, on that subject, Even though my language arts teaching back then tried to stop it, but guess what happened? 8 years later, we all ended up in the same damn classroom. Crazy, right? It was just like it was meant to happen for a reason. No wonder they always say everything happens for a reason. I didn't know back then. I really didn't know. The two young girls that were in school, the two most young girls that were in my class, meant something to me, and I meant something to them. We were like a family. Put that together. Put that together. We were like a family. No original plans intended. So anyway, we wrote, and then we ended up in the same. It's amazing how we ended up in the same classroom. Even I had my senior teacher had to talk to my freshman teacher, my junior teacher, and said, and because I told her, I finally get to have that person in my classroom, the same person that my junior teacher wouldn't let me see for years. Suddenly, again, 8 years later, I'm able to see that person again. We were in the same classroom. I was a senior. Isn't it crazy? The very person that my teachers forbid me to go see them wound up in the same classroom as me 8 years later. That's wild. I never followed that excitement. It was just like, wow, so much excitement back then. I guess God moved in on my life on that very subject. So it was pretty amazing. So to me, ages don't matter. And I'm starting to learn that. Despite after I graduated, I used to babysit a young lady. I even got condemnation too. It is hard to find some new friends and hang out. Why be in the very thing? Why have the same thinking you can't have it anymore? Because when I went and served God, that means I had to let go of all what I wanted. That meant not interact. I don't have a social life. And because of that reason right there, it's God will remove people, and God will put people I care about on his wrath list. Kind of like what happened to Job. Job lost his family and they all paid for their sins. Even though Job didn't curse God. It was Satan made a deal with God. But here was one deal that Satan wasn't allowed to do. And that was just physically harm Job. But he was allowed to harm everything around him. And as a result, he lost everything in a single day. But later on, he blessed God. He put an offering up, and God blessed him and double what he lost. That's cool. So that's why I said this is why I don't have friends. This is why I don't interact, because of that reason right there. If I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, God will bring problems remove the problems. And if he knows I have a calling, he will help me remove some things. Why do you think a nationwide flood happened worldwide? It goes worldwide. Must have been pretty upset about something. Yeah, that's the thing. This is why I'm allowed to go, and at least I'm allowed to go do something fun, but don't stand. I'm sorry, I didn't know doing the same thing, like, I didn't know mocking God was like going back into the world like, oh, I'm just working at a dangerous place. Oh yeah, bars. I was just working at a bar just as a janitor. I was just cleaning. I didn't know that will manipulate. Well, my God, it's just like, what do you want? What am I doing wrong? What am I allowed to have? And I work hard with two hands, and then that's it, and God finish the rest. Yeah, I understand that. Shoot. If I'm too much, I'm sorry. But there are times I had to say no and learn how to be brutality. And like, this is my brutality. Yeah, I've been watching WWE, and I've been looking for a parable for months on end on on that topic again, relationships. It was just like this. Dominic was already in a relationship with Rhea. And then Liv Morgan came in and took Dominic. So how did that happen? Dominic didn't go pursue her. Liv Morgan pursued him. And that's one of the examples that I'm going through. What if I get pursued? Most people don't talk about that. And as far as diversity goes, I don't believe in diversity. But when you're talking about equality, I believe men and women have equal rights. Equal things. I see women perform in chefs, kitchens, mechanics, truck drivers. I very know the one who out and tries trucks now. She used to be my coworker at McDonald's. Seen that. I see women work mechanics. I see women play baseball, take out trash. One woman in Painesburg, Ohio, had to go sit in a dump, in the city dump, where you go and dump trash at, because of her treating her animal cruelty, for cruelty treatment that she gave her animal, her pet. The Painesville judge made it clear. If you're wondering about that, Painesville judge is like near Cleveland Metro. So, yeah. That's a very darn feeling. Think about that. So, when you want to go do stuff like that. Anyway, I seen women mechanics. I see women, and women can do things that, man, I'm okay with it. I support it. I don't believe women are meant for kitchen. I believe women are meant to do many things. But here's one thing I still ask about. Why, if they can do many things, why they can't pursue a guy they want? It literally is the only way to give. Literally, it's the only way that some guys don't. Majority of the guys don't like it, but personally, I welcome it. Number one, it keeps me out of trouble, because I've been accused of being weird and creepy and stalkish. When am I going to be in a relationship? When is it going to be my time? And I'd rather build from the ground up than go with cheap labors. Something we can work together on. Not you getting my wealth. Because if that's what you're thinking, then I don't need to be with no one. Guess I got called out for being selfish. Because it's true. Maybe God wants me to be open up. Maybe I need to play dress up to impress some damn chick. Who am I gonna impress? Why do I have to look good dressing up just to talk to a girl? Why I gotta show the world my outfit to please you, to flatter, get a conversation going? Why do I do that? Why am I trying to impress some people? Who am I impressing? Why do I have to look good to please you? Now really let that sink in. Why do I have to please you? Who am I pleasing? And when I finally be successful, fake people are going to come show up and I'm going to be like, no, you're not coming in my life. Get out. You weren't there for me when I was at my lowest. Come to think of that, I was literally watching this video about a young boy was seriously injured. And his mother was the only one by his side, and his dad just flat out abandoned him. Because he wasn't good enough anymore. He was dead weight, a burden. 15 years later, the son actually did a business well for himself. Wow. See, when your parents go away, when you're a burden to them, you're useless. But after a while, when you show up and start building your character, start building yourself up, then everybody shows, and the same people who walked out on you will end up coming back for handouts and say, oh my God, Anthony, you are successful now. You got your GED, you got wealth, you got status. Man, your status, you're looking good, man. You look fine in those. I mean, you looking good, man. And I'll have women telling me, "Oh, Anthony, you look fine in those clothes, man. You look sexy in those clothes. You got oh man, you got it going on. I can't wait to go out with you." Wow. So you don't want me to look like a mess? I thought inequalities mattered. So I guess I was wrong, huh? I guess I gotta have an inequality to impress you, do I? I gotta dress up to please you. I can't believe I was lied to. Oh man. Oh my God. People fail to see the inner experience. You're too gorgeous, man. You want a pretty girl, you gotta dress a certain way. You gotta make sure you wealthy and money. You gotta have lots of money to have a good time with a pretty girl. And then when you get cheated on, you can't complain. And don't forget, you can't complain because you got cheated on. So you mean, so let me get this straight here. You mean to tell me I gotta be a player to get played? Wow, we are that stupid. Man, we are that stupid. I'll be like, screw this. Then that's the case. I would rather be a loser for the rest of my life than be played. Being played, manipulated, gaslit, and deceived. Yeah, so apparently I got called out for it. I'm just tired of being deceived, being mocked, being played. I guess kindness means nothing. As long as I have good looking clothes and bring a lot of money, everything's fine. Then I was watching another video today about this woman from an Indonesian woman who didn't care about money. She just wanted to be with a broke man that would treat her right, make her happy, and all that goodies. But her dad wanted her to marry a rich man will be successful. Wow. I guess dads knows best for their daughters. Maybe I need to meet a guy and convince him and talk to him. And you got any girls interested in me? You got any? Is your daughter gonna like me? Do I need to meet their dads to start having a conversation with them? I don't understand why life is a game, and the fools who play. And if you successfully circumvent and play the system, you're more likely gonna win. But if you get weeded out, then you're a hot mess and a failure to be set up for disappointment. I don't care about fame. Never care about money. Even I have an AI. I even had an AI helping me with my studies, teaching me. There were certain topics it couldn't answer. AI is not that smart, huh? Maybe they couldn't answer it because the gods said no, you can't talk on that subject. Their God, do they worship? Sounds like AI is not as smart as God, huh? No, it ain't. So that's the thing. God's smart, he sees everything, so it's just like I'm learning value, I'm learning to understand. I'm learning I gotta grow up and I can't get what I want anymore. Like I said, this is why I don't tell no one my plans anymore, because it gets pooped on. We pooped on everything. We poop on my parade all the time, so that's why I don't talk. Some things I just keep my mouth shut. When I left for Chicago that night, that day, last month, I only went to the computer convention to prove a point, because I was interested in learning how to use that weather star equipment that I've been laying my eyes on since 2005. Since 2004, 2005. I'm just about to wrap it up, so. And yet again, I know those people who they are because I've seen their reaction on Discord, known as Weather Wrench. I know who the exact they are. Retards. No, so some weren't even friendly. Some was just flat out damn rude, as I was expected. People tell me you should get a girlfriend. I'll tell you what, if you're that darn interested in me being in a relationship, then you pick someone from my life if God anoints you. I'm just tired of going out and pick. I'm just tired of going into disaster. I'm tired of being played. I'm tired of being gaslit. I'm tired of being manipulated. I'm tired of being deceived. If I work too much, then so be it. I'd rather work so much than get in trouble. Even though I work and I still get condemnation for it. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it wild? Oh, and get this. I gotta show you something, because I'm gonna show you something. Hold on. And you just seen this? Week after week after week. Keep getting harassed. Seeing I need to go vote. Who to vote for? Who should I vote for? Why bother? You're saying, what's the point of voting? You're getting set up to be played. There are two people on both sides of the same fence. It's all rigged. And they both operate by Satan. So there's really no point in seeing who's the good guy or the bad. So the harassment continues week after week upon days. They tell me you need to go vote. Who to vote for? My voice don't count. Neither my vote. The only time when my voice counts when God approves it. If it's not going to bring value, I don't talk anymore. I finally learned my place. It took all the humiliation to learn my place. So that's why. Gotta learn you can't be nice all the time. You gotta set up boundaries or they can leave. And if they leave my life, then they weren't meant to be in it for the long haul. Or they left because season's over. Time for the next season. You'll get the next one. The whole point of this exercise is just to shape me and grow up mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and physically. Well, physically I'm growing up, so I'm physical, so that don't count. So, but it's all in here. That's why I'll interact whatever I'm told. I don't make the rules here. Whatever rule I get assigned, I'll follow it. I don't know where to read. That's why I let God, if you want me to read something, then show me. I just don't know. I trust the Lord with all my heart and lean not on my understanding. So I don't know. Maybe I need to be in the isolation season so I could be dealt with hard enough to learn how to be loving and enjoy His presence, His warmth. The only way you're going to get in His presence is to remove sin out of your life, meaning by repenting, letting go. I guess I gotta be okay to be manipulated, gaslit, and deceived. I guess I gotta be okay to be played too. And God will move in and deal with people like that. So I guess I'm supposed to lead, huh? I guess equality means nothing, huh? I guess I gotta step it up and be a man so I can go approach the woman of my heart's desire. Let me go ask you out. Let me go ask you out. Hey, sweetie, you're gorgeous. Let me ask you out. You look cute. Can I call you up? Can I hook you up with you? Is that what I need to start doing? Do I need to impress some woman to go ask her out on dates? Why should I do that? Why do I have to use some cheesy line to get some chick to go hang out with me? I don't even know. Bible said not to be in the fruit of darkness. My friend trying to set me up with something, and this is what I told him. If she's that interesting, she's going to have to change her life. I don't want desperate. I don't want losing. I don't want the lame. I want value what it's had to offer me at this time, not to be set up to be played. And if you're a gold digger, you will not be welcome with open arms, because I will make sure I will stop you before you get through that gate. Another one says guard your heart, meaning whatever springs out of light, you guard. Springs out of light. It goes back to what you say or do. It's just like how you get excited, how you do this. So, I don't know. Well, we're just gonna let things go and play it out for what it is. So, anyway, I better get going. I never ask for much. I just don't have a voice, and it's better to not have a voice unless God tells me so. God's gotta show me when to talk and when to keep my mouth shut. And right now, he says, keep your mouth shut and don't talking. This is like prison. No talking. You don't speak unless the warning tells you to. This is like when I'm told. So, yeah, that's pretty much how this goes. So, I'm not a cheater. I'm not an accuser. I'm not a thief. I'm now have an opportunity to redeem myself. Redemption. I need to be redeemed. And I don't want him to get tired of me and then he kills me later because I disobeyed. I don't want to die an early death. I'm not ready to die. I'm not ready to be departed from his presence. I'm trying to be a giver. I'm trying to give. You say I'm a giver, aren't I? Maybe I need to give more because in relationships, you got to give. So, and I always give time and energy. It's just money. That little problem you got to let go. Money. It's my money. It's God's. All of it. It's his. I got to give it to him. Give it away. And show God I don't need it. His book is the only thing I need. I'd rather starve than be played to identify and not let my flesh get what it wants. Submit and obey. I do not want to have a conversation with a prophet who gives a dire warning. Quite frankly, I had spiritual conversations in the last month. Shoot. I'm finna get back into swinging things because I'm gonna be getting ready to go to bed. So those who want to reach out, well, feel free to do so. Hit me up if you know me. Feel free to reach out. Just a clean interaction. No BS. Just those things. Oh, yeah, and one more thing I forgot to mention. I get accused of putting myself in a box and the lock and key. I'd rather be locked up in a box than be locked up for real like my younger brother is. My youngest brother is. I really try to avoid talking about it, but I don't want to end up like that. So I'd rather be locked in a box than go out and then get in trouble again. So it is better to be safe than go out there and get in trouble. God will replace new people. He'll send me what I need to hear. He'll give me one person because at the end of the day, the only that person, when God sends someone new and delivers me a mate or whatever not, I better get used to that thing because they're going to be the only ones that's going to be there for me while everybody else leaves me on the high road. So there you have it. So I ask again, why be around someone that don't like me? Why be around someone that hates me? I'm hated all the time, so I'm used to being hated by now. So that's why I don't have friends. I don't interact. It's because of that reason, not because of those reasons, because of that one in particular reason too. So it really doesn't matter. I'll interact when it's time, when I'm told, whenever I get approved. Or better yet, if God brings people in my life for me to interact with them, then that's fine too. He'll send whoever he has to send, or he just want to send someone to get me interested or to help me get closer to him or some sort. Well, I'm trying to, my number one goal is to put God first, even though I don't get nothing out of it, but I put God first. I just don't care anymore, so I praise God. I'll give him all the credit he deserves. I don't want the credit. Never did. That's not my go-team. Anyway, you guys have a good night. I'm already, if you're wondering, it sound like this, I'm pretty tired. So have a good night.